Dear Abraham, I know I am a troublemaker these days, and I really do just want to feel good and live my life. It is occurring to me recently that you almost want us to encounter hard times over and over so that we learn to focus on the feeling instead of conditions. That is not what we want for you. We do not want you to encounter hard times. We want you to focus, and we do like the idea of you having a step one experience, meaning something is causing you to ask. And if something is causing you to ask, then you are launching that rocket of desire, which is a stronger summoning power. And when you do that, because of your greater focus, because of the contrast that you are living, you bring your desire into focus. In other words, a stronger asking brings a stronger answering into focus. But that's as far as it goes in our wish for you. We never wish that you ask and resist so that you ask and then you resist, so that you ask and then you resist, so that you bring hard times. Never. It is never about you needing it to be hard times in order to focus. It's just that sometimes you don't focus until you have a crisis. But your hard time is never our wish. Your glorious life experience is our constant wish for you. This person goes on, I've suffered hard times in economics and I found my way continually. But I'm over it. This does not feel fair. Can you tell me if the universe or my inner being is attracting this kind of test, or if life just sucks for me in this area? You are never being tested. Anything that happens is because of the asking and allowing that is going on with you. And we know how it sometimes feels. People have said to us on many occasions that when we say you create your own reality, they argue, Abraham, that cannot be right, because I would not attract to me this thing that I do not want. And we always say, and we want you to feel the interest and appreciation that we have in you when we say it. We didn't say you did it on purpose. We didn't say that you are attracting unwanted things deliberately. But we do want you to know that it is your attraction, and then the degree to which you're allowing what you want or not allowing what you want. Otherwise, you never will have any control. If you believe that it's outside circumstances, or that your inner being is testing you, or if it's just meant to suck for you in one area or another, then you can never get to where you want to be. Just take it easy. There may not be words for us to soothe you who has written this right now. Or at least at the time that you wrote it, you were pretty revved up, pretty fed up. I'm over it, you said. And it's all right when you reach that point. What you really are saying, what we really are hearing when you say, I'm over it. I'm over this not working for me. And I'm over believing one thing or thinking I believe one thing and getting something else. And I'm tired of not figuring this out. And I really want to believe what you say, Abraham. And I want to find a way to make it work for me. That's what we hear you say. You're not over it. You're not ever going to be over it. But we understand that you might be fed up with resistance, and fed up with not getting what you want, and fed up with it being harder than you think it should be. And all of those things, while they feel miserable when you're feeling them, they're all helpful in the sense that it can bring you to a place of finding yet another answer. Esther has been listening to us for a long time, and she's still reaching for these things. She's still trying to figure out how to make her life work and how to feel ease about it. She's a couple of things. Physically, they're out of balance with her swimming pool right now. It's a zero-edge pool, which means the water comes right up to the edge of the pool. And it actually floats over about a foot of the tile all the way around the three sides of the pool. And then it flows over into an infinity edge into a pool below. And it's been this way for 10 years. And Esther knows how the pool should look. And at first, it was hard to find that balance, to get the perfect balance on the edge of that pool so that it flowed over that first foot of tile into the outlets. It's a very uniquely designed pool. And so the pool man, who is new to this pool, was there on Monday. Sunday, everything was working perfectly. He was there Monday, and after that, Esther noticed that the pool didn't look right. Those tiles that are always wet and have been for 10 years were dry. So she knew that the pool level was off. She didn't know why. She assumes it has a float, like the float in your toilet. She had no idea where it is. And as she asked around, her new maintenance man doesn't know. Of course he doesn't know. It's hard to remember where it might be. And so Esther assumed that it would be figured out, but felt uncomfortable that it was not figured out now and worried about the pool not operating correctly. It's going to hurt something. So she felt some frustration, couldn't do anything about it, did her best to take her attention from it. And then, several days later, when the pool man came, she asked him, had he done anything to adjust the float? Because the float had been uncovered, the ivy was missing from it. The lid had been cleared. She knew someone had been in there. No one else on the property had been. So she assumed it had to be him. But her asking somehow was misunderstood by him, like she was accusing him of doing something wrong when she wasn't. She just wanted to know. She likes to figure out. It wasn't this way, and then it was this way. What happened between the time it wasn't this way and it was this way? Well, it's still not resolved. They will figure it out. But your life is sort of like that, isn't it? Esther says, my logic tells me that it's something about this. But she also remembers one time, years ago, having a mechanic look at a tire, and then shortly thereafter, the tire was flat. So her assumption was he had done something to her tire. When he did the alignment, did something change? Did he remount the tire? Did he do something? Her logic said, no flat tire, you've been with my tire, now I have a flat tire. When what had happened is she ran over a nail. So it had nothing to do with the mechanic, even though her logic, her first assumption was that it did. And so she's come through life experiences to understand that it's not a good idea to assume things. And yet your logic makes you want to. The thing that we want you to understand is that in time, you'll have some fun with understanding that there is a vibrational logic that you want to understand. In other words, yes, there are mechanical things. Something definitely happened with Esther's swimming pool. Somebody did something to something, and now it's not functioning right, and nobody knows what it is, or at least nobody knows that they know what it is. And Esther is understanding that in terms of vibration, that she can't get to where she wants to be with an attitude of, you did something to put my pool out of balance. Even though somebody did do something to put her pool out of balance. But that vibration emanating from her doesn't get cooperation from anybody. Instead, it brings defensiveness, which shuts them down. So this man isn't refusing to acknowledge what he did. He's unable to acknowledge what he did because Esther's vibration shut him down. So he's not intuitive. His logic isn't reminding him. It can't occur to him. You see what we're getting at? And that's sort of kind of what's happening with you right now. You have access to resources that will help you. But you have assumptions, and it's all right, everybody does, based upon past experiences that cause you to make assumptions that are preventing you from getting what you want. That's why we eagerly and happily talk with you all year after year, subject after subject, question after question, answer after answer, to assist you in coming to understand that you are massaging things into place. You're molding things into place. Do not assume that you are doing something wrong. Instead, assume that you're in the process of gathering enough information to get your desire and your expectation in the vicinity of each other. And like this very delicate pool balance that Esther has going on with her California pool built in Texas by California contractors. And now she's got Texas people working on this sophisticated pool. Her assumption cannot be, you are not sophisticated enough to figure this out, because they are. Her assumption cannot be, you can't figure this out, because they can. You can figure this out. We know it for sure.